What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to J Rich Fit's Lifestyle and Health Coaching Corner. We're on episode 45. Today's topic is being in shape versus being conditioned. So, my intro to that. There's two huge differences, or there is a difference between one and the other. Being in shape is your general overall health on a consistent basis for 365 days. Being conditioned means you're getting ready for something. If it is a triathlon, it's a fight, if it's a powerlifting competition, that it has you doing extreme workouts to be in the best possible condition that you can possibly be in. In my opinion, one is more sustainable and obtainable, just being fit, and the other takes so much discipline and it's so grueling on your body that you cannot be able to sustain that for your whole life, which is being conditioned. And we're going to dive into a bunch of that. Hopefully it helps you guys out when it comes to knowing how long to stay conditioned, how often to always be in shape, and those types of things. So we're going to dive right into it. What's being in shape consist of? So like I said, it's overall 365 days, something you can maintain, something that you can hold on to for a long time. Sometimes you'll be in better shape, sometimes you'll be in average, sometimes you'll be in worse shape. But it's something that always is fluctuating up and down, but you're trying to stay consistent. Typical lifting, weights, machines, treadmills, fitness classes, those all help when it comes to being in shape. You could go to the gym whenever you want, do whatever you feel like doing when it comes to lifting whatever body part you want, focus on legs, chest, back, all that stuff. And you could do all cardio that day. You could do all weights that day. It doesn't really matter because you're just going for a look or you just want to be healthy-ish. And those are like the typical things, typical lifting. Casual cardio. Like I just said, you'll jump on the treadmill one day for 15 minutes. The next day, you'll jump on for 5 minutes. You'll run one day, you'll swim another day. Just very off the beaten path, no consistent regimen, whatever you feel like doing, just to stay in shape, just to stay healthy. For example, myself right now. I don't play college football anymore. I do not fight when it comes to boxing anymore. So I just maintain. I go to the gym when I want to go to the gym. I don't need to be there when I played college football. You had to work out 2-3 times a day, stretch, everything to help recover so you can get ready for the season coming up or the next game if you're already in the season. Fighting, same thing. You have to keep your weight down and you have to watch what you're eating. You have to consistently be up on your cardio. You can't party. You can't drink. So casual cardio is the complete opposite of that. Like I said, it's you going for a mile jog. It's you jumping on a bike. It's just anything to get your heart rate pumping. It reminds me that when they always had that commercial about Play 60 for kids. There's no consistent regimen in what you have to do. That's if you play a specific sport, like if you did Pop Warner or something like that. But all they need you to do to stay healthy and stay fit for a young child is 60 minutes a day. Go run around, get your heart rate pumping, and get your blood flowing. As adults, we have to do the same thing. Make sure that you're doing at the least 30 and at the most an hour and a half. And just stay healthy, stay active. What other ways are being in shape, or what is being in shape consist of? A solid diet. There's no huge restrictions. You're not getting ready for anything. So if you want to eat an ice cream here or there, eat some ribs here and there, you have enough wiggle room to eventually work it off. It's not like you have to weigh in tomorrow and you decide to eat all this junk food and drink all this soda. It's not you're not going to reach your weight goal, and you're probably not going to be able to fight or compete in whatever you're doing. So with a regular in shape, your diet could just kind of be like this. For example, like I was saying, when I played football, they made us eat a shitload, but you have to make sure you're eating the right things because you want to make sure you can perform during game day. When I'm fighting, same thing. You have to eat a little bit less. You have to make sure you're eating the right things so when you perform, you're performing at your max. Now, I eat whatever the fuck I feel like eating. I enjoy healthy foods. Not so much vegetables, but like fruits and smoothies and the things that I make. In cooking, like making sure I get the right meats. Don't get no junk Tyson bullshit meat. Make sure you're spending an extra couple dollars and you're getting healthier USDA organic meat that's not processed and meat that's not tough and disgusting, that's not going to break down in your body. You want meat that's going to break down smoothly in your body so you can push it all the way out when you got to take a shit. So your diet is not as strict, not as stringent as it would be if you're getting ready for something. So just always kind of stay on the even keel. And then you're just a weekend or a weekday warrior. I see it all the time. These guys that like to power clean and bench press and sprint, and it makes them either feel like the athlete they used to be or the athlete they always wanted to be. That's why anytime I ever see a weekend warrior, you're one of two things. Either what you used to be or what you always felt like you wanted to be. Because I've seen so many guys, there's more often than not wannabes than actually wers. But that's okay. You can stay in shape. I mean, us as athletes, we know who's an athlete and who's not an athlete after looking at them for about 30 fucking seconds. But it's all fitness, it's all health at the end of the day. So it's all positive. But I think of those weekend or week warriors when it comes to staying in shape, maintaining, and that's about it. You don't see them going the extra mile. A lot of people don't understand what the extra mile really is and what it feels like. It fucking sucks. Ask any ex-athlete, ex-fighter, ex-fucking Marine, anybody that's had to really dig deep mentally and shut off pain sensors or endure just so much. Like, there's so much pain in being an athlete. There's so much pain in being a fighter. There's so much pain in getting to that. When you, whatever the person that you see on social media that is just super jacked or super ripped, just know that there was miles and days of pain to look like that. We don't just wake up and look that way. There's so much that you have to do, and there's so much that you have to dedicate, and there's so much that you have to give up just to get there, and just to hold on to it for a second. Because like I said, the second that you decide to eat something normal, or the second that you decide to party a little bit, you're not going to look that Chuck Diesel or that ripped or that cut up. And it's like going up a fucking mountain, pushing this humongous boulder that you can't ever throw over the mountain. You just stand on the mountain. It's just you push that rock as high as you possibly can. You stand there and you breathe for a second. Hopefully you've gotten to the peak or the top of where you need to get. And then the weight starts reversing on you, so you're slowly trying to fight it just so you're not all the way back at the bottom. And hopefully you can catch it in the middle and then push the rock again. But never does the rock tip over the other side of the mountain. You're never standing on the mountain long enough. It's a brief moment of you at your complete athletic best. And most of the time that's conditioned and not so much just being in shape. Why be in shape? Health purposes? Huge. Condition you cannot sustain. Conditioned will actually hurt your body. If you decide to sustain condition for 365, your muscles need a break. Your brain needs a break. You have to recover. You have to find time to indulge and relax a little bit. That will keep you alive longer. But if you're constantly in condition, it never works for anybody. Look at any major actor, athlete, performer. The ones that push the boundaries of condition, and the first person that pops in my mind is Bruce Lee. Obviously, there's mixed reviews on what we think killed him, but the overall black and white census is over-conditioning. I don't want to go too far into that, but it's mainly over-conditioning. They were always saying that he was always getting injured because with over-conditioning, you could injure yourself, and there's just a long list of things. But when it comes to being in shape and why be in shape, health is huge. There's so many of us that are out of shape, eat disgustingly, and it becomes the norm. So your body doesn't know any better. For example, I just went on vacation for a week, I usually have my smoothie in the morning. I usually make sure I eat enough fruits and vegetables throughout my day. I feel great doing that. This whole week, I didn't do that. I didn't have my smoothie with me. I can only bring so much with me that helps sustain my body. So we ate out pretty much every day. It wasn't McDonald's. It was the hotel food, which was very good. They did a really good job of cooking, but it's not the same. So your body feels different. Your stomach feels different. And for me, it was very alarming because that's how people feel on a daily basis, where they have upset stomachs or they're having a hard time just on an everyday basis, either taking a shit or feeling comfortable. Like I said, I didn't feel too out of shape or too sick, but when I went for my first run back home, I could feel a little sharpness, like what is that? I mean, I don't have it that often, so I don't even remember what it is, but that dry feel in your chest, and a lot of people feel like that on a daily basis because they're not that healthy and they don't take being in shape that serious. Your shape, everybody's shape is going to be different. But make sure that you're pushing your shape to the fucking max. You may not have the genetic code to look like Jessica Alba or look like Beyonce, but there is a such thing as your peak. Everybody has different peaks. If everybody had the same one, everybody would be actors and actresses and athletes, and it wouldn't be that sought after. So make sure you're always just striving for your peak. That's the main reason why you want to be in shape. And that's more realistic than you being conditioned in this finely tuned machine. And like I said, you're striving for a look. That's all you want to do is strive for your look that you think that you could obtain. Push your body until you either A, get there or get as close as you possibly can. It's always good to have a dream, because a dream, two things happen. You either get to the dream or you get to a place that's more positive than you were when you started the dream. And I think when it comes to being in shape, the likelihood of you hitting your dream or feeling comfortable is very big. So a feel and striving for a look is huge. And then confidence. Being in shape helps with confidence. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You could buy the sickest cars, the sickest clothes. You can have all the money. But if you're some big fat fuck, at the end of the day, if you got a hot chick or if you got a bunch of friends and shit, you know deep down in fucking side, it's because of your money. Because in what world do you really think that this drop dead gorgeous woman who puts all her time and effort into looking good and being in shape and all these things really wants your big fat fucking ass to roll on top of her? In reality, she wants somebody comparable or the same as her. Somebody fit, somebody that takes that shit serious. Because guess what ends up happening with all these dudes that put all this effort into the clothes and into the money, into the cars? Eventually the chick gets tired. Either you get broke or she gets tired, and she ends up going and leaving you for that dude. So the best thing that you could do is become that guy and work on your confidence. If you are truly confident in yourself, you don't need any money. You don't need any of the cars. You don't need any of the glory. It will just find you. It'll come to you some way, somehow. And if it doesn't, you have so much confidence, you don't even give a fuck about it. Where so many people wrap their lives around that shit, thinking that if I get this, then it's going to make me X, Y, and Z. No, you make yourself X, Y, and Z. So hopefully when you hear this, you decide to make that shape, getting in shape change, so you can build on your confidence. 10 times out of 10, man or woman, if you are in shape, the likelihood of you getting attention from the opposite sex is extremely high. I have never in my life seen somebody that is in amazing shape that gets no love from the opposite sex. It's fucking possible. It's never happened. You'd have to have the worst game. And even if you had the worst game, I know motherfuckers with the worst game that still pull, that still get play over the flashy, out of shape, loud guy. So work on yourself, get in better shape, and watch the amazing things happen from there. Now, that shape, what's being in condition It's strategic lifting. So football, fighting, you're getting ready for something. So your body's not just to look good. If you're going for the shape thing, you could look like all these big buff beefcake motherfuckers that look like on paper what you would think an amazing athlete or amazing fighter would look like, but they don't because they're so stiff and it's all stationary. It's A to B lifting. It's not A to Z lifting. A to Z lifting means I'm getting ready, so I have to do all these explosive movements for an explosive sport. Strategic lifting, not overlifting, not getting your body too stiff, too big, too bulky. You want to make sure that you're streamlined and your body is capable of doing all these amazing feats. So there's a lot more strategic lifting when it comes to conditioning. Insane cardio. The best conditioned human beings, athletes, have the best cardio. Because the better your cardio is, the longer you could be that amazing athlete. If you have 10 seconds worth of amazing athlete, then you better fucking just become a sprinter. Because that's all you need is 10 seconds and under. But if you're trying to be a fighter, if you're trying to be a football player, basketball player, baseball player, not so much baseball, but football, basketball, hopefully you have a lot of endurance and a lot of conditioning. And once again, it's not jogging a mile. It's sprinting 5 without stopping. It's swimming 40 laps instead of 5. It's getting on that bike and putting 100 miles in. That type of conditioned cardio, like I said, sucks. It's never fun. It is grueling. It will test your body. But the cool part is that you test your body 1,000 times more than the average human being will ever. So you actually get to understand yourself better than they'll ever understand themselves. Physically, mentally, spiritually. Because you have to go into these places and stay on it and push through it. That's conditioned. Shape is easy. You could give up on shape. Conditioned, you have to get from one place to the other with no excuses. You just got to go. And like I said, being an old athlete, I tap into those things all the time. There's times where I'm running or sprinting a mile, and the average human being will stop at 3/4 of the way. And I just shut my brain off, and I just keep going. I keep moving. Or if something's hurting me a little bit, there's a huge difference between hurt and hurting. If something is hurting, then maybe slow down a little bit, because that means there's a serious injury coming right around the way. If your back is hurting and you could feel something ready to pop or pull, slow down. If it just hurts, fine shit. For every athlete knows hurt really well, because we are always hurt. There's never something that doesn't feel like shit, because we're pushing our bodies to the max. If you feel great, you're just in shape, or you're just barely pushing the surface. But if you're hurt, it's just a thing that comes with it. And you get really comfortable with pain to where you could shut it off and shut it on when you really need to. For example, there was a time where I was playing a pickup basketball game and I got elbowed in my eyebrow. And when I went to the emergency, I've been there so many times throughout my athletic career that when the guy was like, okay, so we're going to stitch you up, I said, hey, could you just please do it without the anesthesia? I hate anesthesia so much. Please just sew my eyebrow up. He was a little shocked, and my girlfriend was a little shocked. But I'm like, fuck, just do it. Like, I can turn pain on and off. Long story short, did the whole thing, no anesthesia, no anesthetic or whatever. Just sewed it all the way up and just got in and get the fuck out. Because as somebody that's an ex-athlete, you're conditioned to just accept pain and go through pain. What's the other one? A strict diet. So strict diet is huge. Like I said, being in shape, you can play with it. Being conditioned, your strict diet. Your conditioning isn't just your body, it's your brain, it's your soul, it's everything. And the diet is the biggest one, because the cleaner your diet is and the better that you're eating, the better your cardio will be, the better that your muscles will function, the better your overall body just works. So diet is huge. Making sure you're eating more fibrous foods so you could digest what you need to digest, flush it all the way out, getting your vegetables in, taking your vitamins, taking your good supplements, your natural supplements as well. Don't take all the bullshit. People think that supplements, when you hear that, it's all the creatines and all the protein powders and all the extra shit. No, it's really dive into your research and find out what holistic powders and holistic minerals and vitamins that you could use to get your body working better and at a more efficient rate. So diet is huge. And then your everyday fucking grinder. Every day. That means you're doing 3 to 4 hours a day, dedicating yourself to get ready for this competition or whatever it is that you're doing that needs to have you conditioned. But just understand this. Every day, 3 or 4 hours, your body is going to break down. You cannot sustain that. So recovery just has to be just as important as the actual work that you're putting in. Making sure you're finding time to stretch. Making sure you're finding time to rehydrate. Those are huge things that are going to help you get to where you need to go. And always remember this. There still needs to be a peaks and valleys portion of your workouts when it comes to being conditioned. If I'm every day beating myself into the fucking ground and just going like this as hard as I can, whatever I got every day, your muscles are gonna not be able to be replenished the way they want. You're going to have exhausted muscle when your muscles are extremely tired. They don't function the right way. When they don't function the right way, your joints and ligaments are put out on a limb, literally, and could tear, and you can get major injuries. So being conditioned, I would say, puts you at higher risk of injury if you're not taking care of yourself the right way. So make sure, if you're an everyday grinder and you're somebody busting your ass, recover, because it is the most fucking important. Why be conditioned? Preparing for a sport, like I was saying, the only reason why I could see it, if you're preparing for a major competition or your job when it comes to being in the armed forces or being a fireman or a police officer, and you need to perform a test or a task to get elevated in your position, that's why you would need to be extremely conditioned. That's why you need to really focus and put work in. And then playing sports, fighting, everything like that. If you're going in not conditioned into these things, the other guy or the other team that you're going against is probably going to be more conditioned, and they're probably going to beat your fucking ass. So take it as serious as you possibly can when it comes to being conditioned and really putting that work in. I hate seeing people that think it's really that easy. There's so many people out there, those weekend warriors, that will see athletes, see fighters, see law enforcement, see people in the armed services, and think it's so fucking easy until you do one day of what we do on an average fucking day, and you give up because you're mentally not prepared yet. You're physically not prepared yet. It's all something that is a building process. If you're not prepared for it and you think you just jump right in, you're gonna get played the fuck out. What's the difference between the two when it comes to being conditioned and being in shape? Intensity. If you're conditioned, trust me, your body looks way different. Your body fat is low. Your muscle has increased. Your endurance has increased. If you're in shape, yes, you still look great. Don't get me wrong. You can still be in shape and look great. You're just not going to look as good as the conditioned human being or the person that's getting ready for whatever you're getting ready for. So that's huge. Intensity is big. Dedication. Being in shape, you can bullshit. Being conditioned, you're conditioned not to bullshit. So dedication is huge. It builds so many great things. That's why I tell people, like, don't be conditioned forever, because your brain, you'll never have fun. But make sure at some stage of your life, you're very disciplined and very conditioned, because then it's easy to go back to those morals and it's easy to go back to that than if you've never done it before. If you're 40 years old and you're just trying to work on getting conditioned now, you don't have the years of just that mental strength to go there. For me, I'm 32 years old. I played football all the way till I was 22. I fought until I was 28, 29. Right now, if I wanted to go back into condition mode, I could do it in a snap of my fingers, because I know exactly what to do. My body will just shut down. I'll just go. where other people it's maybe a little bit harder. But yeah, I would say dedication. There's a huge difference, and then preparation. If you haven't done it before, it's not gonna be easy. If you've done it before, it's easier to prep for it. It's easier to prepare yourself. It's easier to get up and go. So preparation's big. Which is more sustainable? Being in shape. It doesn't take a lot to be in shape. It takes 30 minutes super intense a day. It takes an hour and a half leisurely a day. Getting your cardio in, lifting, doing some sit-ups. And then you have the rest of the day to do whatever the fuck you want. So being in shape is extremely more reasonable, makes a little bit more sense. Condition is one of those things. Your greatest athletes don't stay conditioned forever, because if they do, their bodies will break down. They go in waves. You'll see them when they're getting ready for their event. They look like $1 million. When you see them in the off season, they look normal. But the main focus is, if you're somebody thinking about getting into something serious, the main reason why I made this a topic is because I want you to know you have to really tackle your brain first. You have to really dig deep and ask yourself what you want to do, and ask yourself how far are you willing to go. Because as far as you think you're willing to go, that's not it. There's going to be more behind it. There's waking up at 4 and 5 in the morning and going on runs while some people are just coming back from the club, going to sleep. You're dedicating and you're giving up so much. Just hope and think about if you're ready for it or not. Because if you're not, and there's a little bit of I don't know, don't fucking do it, because you're either gonna waste your time or you're gonna hurt yourself. If you're somebody that wants to get conditioned for an event or something like that, you gotta go all the way in, and you gotta never look back and don't listen to anybody. Just keep going forward. But if you're somebody that wants to be in shape, that's also great too. I mean, you'll look good when you go on trips. You'll feel good because you look better than the average human being out there. And it's more an aesthetic, functional, or not so much functional, but more of an aesthetic, fun thing. And that's absolutely fine. Life is still going to be great. Life will still be fun. It'll be more fun, actually, when being in condition. But with that being said, to close it all off, fitness and health is the most important thing. Don't eat all the bullshit. Don't loathe and pity. Don't make excuses. The main thing you should just be doing is focusing on today. If you're listening to this podcast and you thought about working out yesterday and you're hearing this, please get the fuck up and just go do it today. It's not, I don't say that to be mean. I already did my workout for the day, so I'm going to be absolutely fine. I'm saying it because you need that type of push. If I'm sitting there and I'm too nice to you, you won't get up. But if I'm telling you, get the fuck up and make yourself better, that's me hoping and trying to help you to be better for yourself. I'm already better. I go to the gym. I do all my own shit. You might need a little bit extra push, and that's what I'm here for. So I would say that make sure you're working out. Make sure you're staying on it. The way to get conditioned is to start working out to begin with. Before I played any sports, before I was ever the Mr. Athlete in school, I was this little kid at the house doing sit-ups. I was this little kid at the house doing push-ups, idolizing my older brother, idolizing athletes and wanting to be like them. And I just sat there and I just did that all day. And then years later, I played Pop Warner football, and then the rest is all history. Make your fucking history. If there's something that you want to do, or there's something you want to be, just do it. There's not a huge difference between your body and the next person's body. The only difference is their dedication versus your dedication. If they look amazing, it's because they dedicated themselves to look amazing. If you look like a tub of fat fucking shit, it's because you decided to do that. You could change. Trust me, that shit's not permanently on you. You can get rid of it. You can get in shape. and you could do better for yourself. And me, I want you to do better. That's why I'm talking so much shit to you. Because if I'm talking shit to you and it doesn't resonate, it's because you're already in shape, or it's because you already feel great about yourself. You already have great confidence. If it really pissed you off, it's because I'm saying everything that you know already, but you're too scared to face. So I'm going to face it with you and get you to where you need to be. But with that being said, thank you guys very much for listening. I appreciate it. Remember, I got Jake Shakes. That is my own company. That's a 100% USDA organic smoothie that helps reduce fat, reduce inflammation in your stomach, gets all that extra waste out of your gut, makes your body feel good, helps you boost your immune system. So many great fucking things. So why would you not get it now and become a better person? That's step one in the long journey of your health transition. So with that being said, thank you guys very much. Get the fuck out of here. Call a loved one, hug somebody, have a great day. I'm out. Peace.